Okay, we're back. We don't normally stream on Sundays, but I had some stomach issues, cramping and stuff last night, along with some other stuff, and I wound up having to shut the stream down about an hour early. So we had planned to do a couple of story missions last night, but because of that, we didn't get a chance to do the second one. So the plan for today is to do this next story mission and this next story mission only. So yeah, it is, we are looking for those of you that have been here for the playthrough. This will be the Poseidon sub function, if you want to call it that. So we're going to be going to Vegas because that's where it is. And you'll also notice that Alo has a different outfit on now, and she has some face paint on for the first time. I was out farting around a little bit this morning and came across that outfit, and I liked it, and I gave it a different dye set. Oh, we got more rumors.
I see you, champion. Sit, please.
Sit, please. Sit on what?
You shouldn't miss this chance to trade.
She's floating.
Choosing the right rations can be just as important to your chance of survival as choosing the right weapons. If you want food that'll save your life out in the wilds, go northwest to Salt Bite.
Salt
The
Bite?
cook there, Pentala, she'll whip up a meal for anyone who needs it, to Nox or not.
I'll make sure to pay her a visit if I'm out that way.
Taste. Ooh, an errand. Taste of.
Are you looking to buy?
No, I'm good. So let's see this outfit that I got. I got the Vindicator from one of the story missions. Was it a story mission or a quest? It was a quest of some kind. I don't remember if it was a story mission or not, but we got that one. That was our first epic / purple. But I bought this one. I was just out farting around, like I mentioned earlier this morning, and came across this one. Seems to suit my playstyle, stealth, and deep concentration. So we did that. We put a what did we put on it? It's got plasma defense. So it's got a good set. Now it seems to be weak against shock and plasma, but it has positive buffs for everything else except for fire. No change to fire. So plus we've got room for 4 upgrades, and I didn't have the materials to do that. And I also bought a new what's it called? A new bolt blaster, because we'd been using this shock one. It just does basic damage and shock as well, but I found a purple one from a vendor that does shock, freeze, and plasma. So now that we know how those things work, yeah. So of course, every time you change the weapon type, she's got to reload it.
Travels, champion.
So we'll stay with shock for now. Our hunter bow. 12, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. And it's easy to tell just by looking at the weapon wheel which rarity of the different weapons that I have currently equipped, because the green or the common ones
No nonsense, just
have
trade.
only one ammo type, and then the blue ones, I forget what the name of that is, but it has 2, and the purple ones or the rares have 3. I don't know about the legendaries. Legendaries may have 4 for all we know. All right. So let's go to Vegas, baby. Along the way the hell over here. See, I'm kind of curious as to whether we should maybe go through here and pick up some of these other unknown locations and stuff along the way. There's a rebel outpost there. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. What the heck? Got a shelter. Pick up some new stuffs on the way.
I think Runda's crew lost their gear somewhere in this area. I should give her contract another read. Just
Oh, we're not looking for that. Sorry. Even though it's literally right there in front of us. All right, we'll get the
sure I know
camp.
what I'm doing. The source of that signal must be close.
Sea of Sands. We were actually over here in this area a little bit on. I don't think it was Friday, I think. Okay, let's head over there, at least close enough to see what it is. I mean, obviously it's a rebel camp, but
A rebel outpost.
still
I have to find
seems.
whoever's in charge and stop them from causing any more harm.
Stop them from causing any more harm. Okay, next campfire.
Fire won't help here. There are riders patrolling the area. Better stay out of sight.
Yeah. It's always a good plan. Oh, I want. Oh, that big tower over there. That is where we're going, apparently.
I'm getting close to where Runda's crew lost their food rations.
Yep.
She said only a bristleback would be able to sniff them out under the sand.
Yeah,
I think that can be arranged.
3 of them. 3 locations. It's the Oseram. Scavengers. Supposedly, if we do all the errands for them, contracts for them, get an outfit, maybe some armor.
Bristlebacks. Perfect. If I can override one, I can use it to find the rations the Osram lost.
Okay. Cut another swath through here. Relic ruin over there. Let's see. Let's get that. Let's at least get over there first. I did one of those earlier this morning. It's not a story thing. It's essentially a huge ass puzzle. You got to find this artifact that's at the location. And holy crap. It took me like an hour to do that one. It was so damn convoluted and took so many steps to complete. Is she gonna be able to get out of here? What is this place? Wonder if these are actual casinos. Still Sands.
That ruin looks a little more intact than some of the others out here. I wonder if I can find anything interesting inside.
We don't have time for that. claim, which we can take care of. And it almost looks like some kind of municipal type building. All right, now let's backtrack a little bit. Get that, and then the campsite, and then we'll be there. Whew, man.
My pulse is getting quicker.
Because you were running. Let me guess, it's probably something that's blocked. Blocked passage. Yep. Exactly what that is. Something is up with the metal flowers in this game. Looks like they've all been deactivated. Maybe. Either that or prematurely opened. The only bad thing about this particular outfit is it has two less heals in the medicine pouch. 12 instead of 14. Excuse me. Tower of Tears. Is it because of the rain? I think this is where we were yesterday when we were doing the drone thing. Right around in here, I think, and we were trying to drop down to that spot there to get the green shine, and ran over here back in this area to get some animal parts for upgrades for the pouches and stuff. Oh, hammer burst. Bolt blaster just laying around in a chest. What does that do? Upgraded down. Ooh, explosive bolts. Rare. Okay, it's called rare. Purple is epic, or very rare. Some games call it epic. I keep assuming that it's epic.
Camping gear. I'll stash this away for later.
Take our typical sweep around the perimeter. Church claim data point. From Sal Consalvo to Agali Ogas. Church claim. When Chen built the underground strip, most state, trust, and property law was discarded as there wasn't much old Las Vegas property left to lay claim to. However, once the underground strip bloomed, it didn't only restore the city, it reignited land claims as well, some of them dating back to the 19th century. Your diocese petitioners have a pretty strong case, if you ask me. Even though they abandoned their church lands during the Hot Zone crisis, they undeniably hold title to their real property and could thus claim ownership of some 8,000 acres of premium space right in the middle of Chen's new second strip project. I'd suggest starting with a lowball settlement offer to see if they're willing to come to Jesus. So too, the rest is corrupted. Meat. Oh, hey, there are people in here. Abadund?
Looks like there's something behind that tarp.
I almost had him. I was so close. To drowning, maybe. Not to the embers. Moreland.
Oh, it's got to be where we get the rebreather.
Well, not for me, it's not. And you're going to die. Alone. Because we're not sticking around to fish out the corpse. We're through.
So the visionary's fate hung in the balance. Would he choose life or succumb to deadly delusion?
Hello.
Hello.
So, there's an ancient city under the sand, but it's flooded.
Suddenly a Norse spear maiden appeared.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, God.
Well,
Like
they're
Huxley.
not typical Delvers. That's for sure. What's this?
I call it a diving bubble. This is the Mark 1. The Mark 2 was better, but it got stuck halfway down. Air tube snagged.
You went down in that.
Yeah, I hardly expect a layperson to understand.
Because that's pretty smart.
I'm sorry. May I remind you, you got stuck inside and nearly drowned.
It'd have to be portable, though. Machine kneecap, maybe?
Well, you'd need a filter.
Synthetic membrane would do it. With a hose to a compressed
air capsule. Hammer and tongs.
What is this? What is happening here? What? Get over here. She's a stranger.
You got a name?
Aloy.
Moreland. Not a stranger anymore.
You're a damn fool.
Come on. I got the
These
original
guys are
schematics
great.
over here.
Oh, well,
Is
hold
this
on.
show for my
Just a
benefit?
couple of
Because
questions
I'm
first.
Fair
benefiting.
enough.
Yeah, he's not wrong. What's up, Eldar?
Don't mind him.
What's so important down there that you'd risk your life?
Well...
Moreland, I'm not interested in salvage, okay? Whatever you find below is yours.
Well, all right. Then what if I told you we were delving for the most spectacular treasures ever scribed by man or maid?
I'd say get to the point.
No nonsense. I like it. Behold, an ember.
Looks like a piece of junk.
Well, now, yes, but with a proper spark. These magnificent creations of the old ones paint mesmerizing pictures in the air, and the ruins below us are full of them. A feast for the eyes.
Like
beyond
neon
description.
lights. We are in
This
Vegas
is my
after all.
Gramps promised me.
So these embers project images?
Paintings of light. It's amazing stuff. This one showed the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, beckoning all to a buffet of lobster and succulent beefs. I must have watched it about 100 times as a child in my old Gramps' workshop.
What happened to it?
Over time, they die out. I cried the day that this one's light faltered. But there are many more below, as you'll see if you get down there like I did and my old Gramps before me.
How did your grandfather discover these embers?
He was here 40-odd years ago. He was one of the first to lead a delving party into the West. He discovered the ancient city around us, plumbed the depths of this very structure. He found the hollow underneath and the glowing embers all about. Took as many as he could and brought them home. He always wanted to come back and get more, but, well, he never scraped up the shards. What he really wanted to do was use the embers to put on a show, one unlike the world has ever seen.
Sounds like quite a guy.
He was a true delver and a true showman, and I miss him. But I will do him proud. I will gather the embers and put on a spectacle that would have amazed even him. With your help, of course.
These conversations are really awesome because, and it may seem like a subtle thing to some people, but when they're talking to each other, they're not just looking at each other, looking at each other's face and they're not moving. They're looking around, they're looking down, they're making facial expressions. Looks very natural. And not a lot of games do that.
So what exactly happened down there?
It was a delve like no other. A chance to follow my old Gramps' footsteps. Beneath this structure here is an enormous hollow, a dome protected from the sands. We built this elevator here to ensure easy egress and exit. It's quite a contraption, actually, and not so easy to...
Right. Again. What happened?
At the bottom, we beheld the treasure my Gramps first discovered. Painted images in the air of every description. Dancing women, games and coins and promises of jackpots. I don't know what that is, but it's gotta be good. But then, something went wrong. The images turned nautical. Waves went through them, even fish.
You mean that kind of stuff?
Strange underwater dream.
Poseidon's dream.
Who?
Yes. Well, suddenly there was this terrible rushing sound, and then an explosion of water erupted from the floor.
So water just shot up from the floor and filled the place up?
It was a raging flood unlike anything I've seen. We ran like forge fire and barely made it up the elevator as a wave just crashed beneath us. Shaken, but not stirred, I built the diving bubbles Mark 1 and Mark 2. I tried the descent in each, but I nearly drowned both times. Abaddon's beside himself. He thinks I'm insane. But I can't give up now. I've come too far, and the embers are just barely within my reach.
Well, maybe I can help.
Yeah. Maybe you can.
You guys don't seem like average delvers.
We're not really delvers at all. We're showmen.
Like, performers?
You're Nora, and thus unfamiliar with the arts. We stage spectacles all around the claim. Stemmer tells stories, which I augment with all manner of sounds and fireworks, and Abaddon, he, well...
Complains?
He handles the money, which amounts to about the same thing. When we delve, it's to find gear for my theatrics. Which makes this delve the most important one of all.
How deep is it? Can't I just swim down?
Only if you have gills. You can stack 50 kegs in that shaft.
Leave it to the Oseram to measure something in kegs.
Talking liquid depths. I'd say it's apt.
Apt or not, sounds too deep to hold my breath.
Hence, our new invention.
I'd better get after those parts.
There's a fully intact compressed air capsule in the Mark II, but like I said, it's stuck in the shaft.
If you made it back up alive, I should be able to swim down that far.
All right. As for the other parts, Stemmer scouted a herd due south of here that should have what we need.
I'm on it.
Great. I'll come back when you get the gear. Good hunting.
That was great. I just love that conversation. Oh man, the guy is so passionate about that stuff. Talking about his grandfather.
According to Moreland, the herd should be south of here.
Ha ha, we already did you. We don't have to do it again. We also got the green shine that was up there. Took a couple of tries to get to it, but we did eventually. What is this? See some green shine in the
This is
distance
where
already.
Moreland said the herd would be. They must have moved on. I need to pick up their trail. Better look for tracks.
Momentito.
Don't find green shine too often.
Nope. That's why I pick it up every time I see it. Search for tracks. Okay. New data point. I think we did this one already. Oh, maybe not. We heard the reference to the Hui Hao. I think it was a place that had it on the menu, actually. Mom saw that piece on you this morning, that morning's feed. Dad and I are so proud of you. Janelle says, Mom's already forwarded it to all the aunties. Nainoa says, haha, oh boy. Mom says, you look skinny in your hollow. Are you eating enough? Typical mom stuff. Nainoa getting frustrated with Mom says, yes, mother. Leilani says, what? How did I miss this? Share. Mom says, here it is. Talk story with Lynn Mitsuda, Las Vegas, April 11th, 2061. Today we sat down with Nainoa Campbell, chef and owner of Hui Hao, serving up Hawaii's favorites just off the strip. While Nainoa has a long history with the City of Lights, his story began back in the islands. I was just a kid when my family left Hawaii. We were living in Kaimuki, and I remember the rain would get so bad we had a wall of sandbags surrounding the house. But we were determined to stay until Omika hit. Omika, Category 6 hurricane, holy shit, made landfall on Oahu in September of 2028. With already eroded shorelines and low-lying areas inundated from rising sea levels, the island was decimated by the storm. We're lucky we all survived. After that, we knew we had to leave. So we picked up and moved to Vegas. We had family there. Figured we could start over. But climate troubles would plague the Campbells in their new home. Less than a decade later, rising temperatures and extreme droughts intensified in the Southwest, and the camels became one of thousands of families relocated during the hot zone crisis. Yeah, we went from drowning to dying of thirst. My sisters and I laugh about it now, but back then it felt like nowhere was safe. So 25 years later, what brought Nainoa back to the city once known as Hawaii's ninth island? It was a no-brainer once the domes were... And that's it. Okay, so where...
There. Tracks should lead me to the herd.
Okay, so they came out this way. Here. So what is the herd? I wonder what types of machines.
Sandstorm's blowing in. Just what I need.
Uh-oh. I hear glint hawks.
There's the herd. I should have the parts I need.
Didn't anybody
Purge
ever
water.
tell you it's rude to leave before the cake's cut?
They did. They always do that. Hey, misbehave. Happy Sunday.
Oh, the storm's whipped up a sand spiral. Great.
Great. All right, what's he weak to? Shock. Hey, they got Ralphie.
Stunned. Got an opening.
All right, what are you weak to? All right, shock does well for them too.
More machines.
Okay, so that's, I love that. The roll changes. The dodge roll changes based on what she's carrying. She's carrying that heavy weapon. She can't really do a roll. I love it.
Okay, got them all. Where did the herd go?
You don't like cake? Oh no! That, well, to each his own. Let me just say that. I was gonna say that's a travesty of epic proportions, but not everybody can like everything. It's perfectly fine.
Get this from my stash when I need it.
Wait a minute. He came all the way over here to kill those things. Now I gotta go 300 meters in another direction. Hey, how's it going, Eldon? I am feeling much better this morning. Well, actually, it's not morning anymore, but... I mentioned this in my Discord. You're not in my Discord, so you didn't see it, but... I mean, literally 2 minutes after I ended the stream last night, we had to end an hour early. I mean, I knew that I was gonna hurl, but I couldn't even make it to the bathroom. There's a garbage can like 8 feet to my left.
I'm gonna have to deal with those guys first.
That was as far as I could get. Yeah, okay. All right. I obviously missed something back here. Backtrack. But anyway, I felt after doing that, I felt better. Yeah, I mean, I was exhausted. Dehydrated too, probably. And so I just went to bed. And as soon as I got into bed, I had really, really bad chills. I mean, I was literally shaking. The chills were so bad. But they went away. They went away after a couple of minutes, and I was able to get a good night's sleep. And this morning I felt fine. I was able to do my normal morning walk and all that stuff, so... just a passing thing. At least it wasn't food poisoning. I've never had that, but I know what it is and what it can do to you and how nasty it can be. Just thank God it wasn't that with all the other crap that I've had to deal with the last few months.
Frost isn't gonna do much.
That's okay, I don't have frost. Yeah, I mean, what kind of dessert really does have a nutritional value? The hell is it?
We got a host. Welcome,
Hi,
everyone.
what's up? Happy Sunday. How's it going? I love this weapon. I mean, it takes a while to load it and all that, but my goodness, this thing is badass. Thank you for the host, Ty. How's your Sunday going? How's everybody's Sunday going?
Shout out!
And yes, for those of you that don't know Ty, yeah, because I had to end the stream early last night, I was having some stomach issues. I decided, and I had planned to do 2 story missions last night, but because of that, I kind of had to abandon the second story mission, which is the one we're doing now. I had to switch over to doing side quests because those are shorter, and in case I needed to bail at any moment, which wound up being the case. So, oh yeah, I'm feeling much better today. No residual issues at all.
It looks like the herd's caught between those sand spirals. I could use that to my advantage.
All right, weak to fire.
Fire can help here.
Purge water. Now we got a little bit of everything here. What's this guy? Purge water as well.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Have a good lurk. This is probably the biggest difference. they're just staring at me. What is that? Biggest difference between this game and Zero Dawn is,
Careful now.
I mean, in Zero Dawn you could pretty much do fire and blast, tear blast, for pretty much anything. Not quite, and that was one of the things that mistakes I made at the beginning, was not paying as much attention to that stuff as I should have. Yeah, and the AI is better about, yep, you're right, about avoiding your traps. What is this guy weak against? Fire?
Much better.
Ow. Oh, there we go. There's your explode there, Beldahar. I mean, it wasn't fire or anything, but...
One synthetic membrane. Better check the other machines.
Boom.
One of them might have a kneecap I can use.
All right, purge water for him.
Keep still now.
All right, I could pick up some more berries here before we take care of the last guy. And all of this stuff is part of the story mission, so we're crafting the rebreather essentially.
The kneecap. Good. Okay, that takes care of the machine parts. Just gotta grab the compressed air capsule from Moreland's diving bubble. There it is. There's another cauldron you could teach me.
You see, taking care of the, or making sure you do the scanning, find out what the weaknesses and strengths are of the machines, and then obviously playing towards the weaknesses. Makes the fights a lot easier. Let's grab the campfire while we're here. Okay. And you also notice that she's wearing a different outfit than she's been wearing too. It's one of the Utaru outfits. I changed the color of it obviously to get the pink. Anything that has the eventide or anything close to it. We're gonna color it. This is a purple level outfit. I bought it for, I was out doing some
I thought we were finally going to get
farming
away from
for
this
pouch
place.
upgrades and stuff, and came across some vendors
Thing
and
that Aloy showed up.
just bought it.
We'll see.
The longer their sojourn in the desert, the crustier the shard counters move became.
This guy is like Huxley from Cloudpunk. That guy right there. He's like narrating everything. Okay, here we go. She does not die if the oxygen gets down to 0. You have a, I don't know how much time it is, but
Got the compressed air capsule.
it's not an immediate death if that
Should
gets
have
to
all the
0.
parts to build this thing now. Better get back to Moreland.
What can I do for you, partner?
I've got everything I need to build the,
The incredible diving mask.
I think diving mask is enough.
I won't quibble. The workbench is all yours.
You're the one that's supposed to know how to make it. Special gear, the diving mask. Woohoo! No, it doesn't seem to go to health bar. I did die earlier this morning. I was out, like I said, I was out farting around. It didn't seem to do anything. It just...
Whoa. There's a marvel.
You got maybe like
If it works, you'll let me try it?
20
I wanna get
seconds,
down
maybe?
there and get those embers.
Assuming I don't drown.
So what are you really looking for down there?
It's hard to explain. Something that caused a malfunction in the apparatus that controls the old city. I think it started the flood.
Well, I thought we started the flood. Like we sprung a trap. I don't know how we were detected. Like I said, the dancing lights around us changed, turned to sea life. There was this flash of red,
Uh-oh.
and the roar of water surging in.
Wait, a flash of red?
A red light from a spot near the grate on the floor where the water burst through. It was like a beacon.
Or a warning. Thanks. That might help.
I hope it does. And good luck down there.
They had a great
Okay.
conversation.
Time to see if this thing works.
When, you know, when she first got here and talked to those guys, they're not really typical Oseram delvers. They're entertainers, essentially. See, what I was going to do, but I don't know if the rebreather happens automatically when you go underwater, if you have to put it on, because I was going to, you know, do one of those for science things and see how long you have. Oh, she automatically put it on. Okay.
So far, so good. I can actually breathe down here. Diving mask seems to be holding up. I've never been able to swim this deep before.
I mean, man, this just Yeah, see, these are some of the, I think these are some of the lights that he was talking about. Moreland. Boom. Yeah, I could see another data point off in the distance too.
This will be in my stash when I need it.
Stanley Chen, looking back. Las Vegas, May 4th, 2060. 20 years ago this week, Stanley Chen broke ground on one of the most ambitious construction projects in American history, even though many Americans didn't want him there. As he struck his spade into the barren soil, the CEO quipped how resentment against Chinese political influence had turned Vegas into a boiling hotbed of nationalistic sentiment, but how his immense fortune, had cooled that down, finally warming Americans to his idea of a new Las Vegas. Who would have believed at the time that he would become one of the most beloved figures of the clawback era? But Stanley Chen has always been one to defy the odds, literally. In 2035, during a meeting with potential investors at the old Tempo Hotel, Chen watched in horror as his water filtration startup drowned before his very eyes, realizing too late that his once trusted lawyer had sold critical patent info to the competition. The resulting chain reaction of busted deals wiped him out, leaving him with only $88,000 to his name. Devastated, Chen decided to leave his fortune to fate. He went to the casino floor and placed all $88,000 on a roulette wheel, number 8. Somebody want to do a roulette wheel on number 8? It hit. I think you can do numbers. I had planned to put the individual numbers in, but I don't remember if I ever got that far. It hit the resulting 37-1 payout netted him. No, the number is wrong. You need to do roulette. You bet 8. Say and do that. I don't remember what my individual number payout is. Landed on 25. Netted him nearly 3.2 million, enough to rejuvenate his dreams of starting a successful business. He threw himself back into his work, eternally thankful for his lucky new lease on life. 5 years later, it wasn't Chen that needed saving, but Vegas itself. A hot zone crisis had strangled tourism. Years of ever-increasing heat had dried out the county completely. Clark County. Water, in critical demand everywhere, was now too expensive to import. Abandonment seemed to be the only option. The City of Lights was about to go dark forever. Well, I thought that there was a I thought I had a link for what I based my game off of. There you go. You want to read that, see what the table looks like and what the different bets are. I had to change it slightly for it to make sense in chat versus an actual roulette table. Some of those bets are not in the game. It's just too hard to do. But Stanley Chen couldn't let that happen. In 5 years of incredible success, he had turned 3.2 million into 200 billion, selling water filtration technology that where it started. Oh, this is an audio one. Thank you.
It started right here, more than 30 years ago. Back when this casino was still called the Temple. One big bet turned my fate around. But now, fate's dealt its cruelest hand ever to everyone. I have to turn the lights out one final time. And the waters of my adopted home will at last run dry. Well, if a dream has to die, at least I can say goodbye first.
Stanley Chen. What did he do here? Nautical lights. It must be Poseidon's doing.
Dragon. It's like a car. I love how the
That looks like a way out. Poseidon's down here, somewhere.
pinging sound changes to sonar when you're underwater. Golden Pagoda. Well, with whatever, since this is a story mission, we're gonna have to fight something, I'm sure, and I'm almost afraid to see what that is.
Big machine. There's no way I can fight that thing underwater. I'll have to be careful.
Tide Ripper. Okay, so is it going to attack me if it sees me?
This place is massive. And all of it's encased in a dome.
Uh-oh. This is gonna drain. At some point, it's gonna drain.
My pack's full.
Because of those things right there. Those are things you typically use the grapple hook to get up to.
That must be the red light that Moreland saw when the water rushed in.
Okay. Can't interact with it yet. Nessie. Yeah, got it. Damn, this place is huge. My goodness. What was the name of the dinosaur that... I mean, there's a dinosaur that looks exactly like that.
Anywhere in this current. Better turn around. Door on the other side. Coordinates for Poseidon ain't there.
Okay.
I don't think I can get to it without the machine spotting me. I gotta find a way to deal with it first. I should take a look at that red light I saw earlier. If it was a warning, maybe it's part of some kind
Well, but I couldn't interact with it, though. I went close enough to see it. It was red. I couldn't... It wouldn't let me interact with it. Oh, well, of course. Just swim around for a few minutes.
Alert. Critical flooding detected. Automatic drainage controls offline. To execute an emergency purge, manual reset of primary and secondary pump nodes is required. The purge can then be triggered at the pump maintenance station.
If I do this purge and drain all the water, I can fight that big machine on dry ground. I have to reset a couple of pump nodes first. According to the map, there should be an access point for the
Plesiosaurus, maybe.
south of here.
Might be the one. Oh, there you go. Bottom part of the Eiffel Tower.
There's the access point. Should lead me to the pump node. More machines down here. I'll have to swim around them. Stick to cover.
Stealth kelp.
There must be a whole network of these tunnels down here. Water lines for an entire city.
Yeah, I was looking at
I can't reach the ledge from here. Maybe there's something I can climb to get out.
the Lumiere Grande incident. Oh, good, it's audio.
The primer node shut down now. The primer node shut down now. I think the last time I was down here was during the Lumiere Grande incident. A malfunction led to an overflow of detergent in the pipes. Suds rose from every fountain. As we frantically tried to fix it, I looked up and saw everyone in the lobby chasing bubbles the size of basketballs. Young and old alike. Another magical moment in the impossible city.
Another recording from Stanley Chen.
Loot. I said this last night, I'll say it again. Man, the ancients sure did leave a lot of rings and watches laying around.
There. One node down. Better swim back up and find the access point for the second node.
We go back out the way we came. No. How did I get down here? Ah, here we go.
According to the map, the second node should be on the other side of the dome. Machine strong against frost ammo.
Fire and shock. I can do that. You notice it also pings periodically, and I don't have to do anything when we're underwater, which is nice.
Another access point. Should get me to the second node.
Okay, same as before.
Just shut down the secondary node. No more water for the fountains. No more shows. No one left to appreciate them anyway. I'll never forget the city's grand reopening. The fountains had been bone dry for years. No one believed they'd ever return. So, as the first bloom arced up in the dome, the music swelling, my heart soared right along with it. The city gave me a second chance once. Now it had one, too.
The domes, the water. He was responsible for all of it.
I hope we get to see the light display that Moreland was talking about. It sounds like it'd be really cool. Okay, so...
Let's blast this open. Okay, let's see if that helped. Okay, I've taken care of both nodes. Now I just need to activate the emergency purge at the maintenance station.
Oh boy, then all hell's gonna break loose. To fight the big scary dinosaur underwater monster thingy. And probably those damn burrowers too.
According to the map, the maintenance stations should be at the south end of the dome.
Yeah, those little shits, even though... Even though the little snot bombs help with them quite a bit. That one looked like a croc. Yeah, that's a snap maw.
There's red light in that tower. Just like at the console I found earlier. That might be the maintenance station. But how to get in? It looks like part of this building collapsed. There might be a way in.
Uh-oh. Green shine. Must grab.
think I'm in the maintenance station now. I just gotta find a console to activate the emergency purge. I can grab this from my stash later.
More watches. Or sorry, ancient black bracelets.
This looks promising. There should be a console in here.
Oh, hey. More data points. One final walk.
System shutdown's almost done. Only thing left is to power everything down at the control center. So, I guess this is it. One final walk down the strip, and then it's lights out forever. At least I won't be around to see it destroyed. The Odyssey will be well on its way to Sirius by the time the swarm gets here. Still,
There.
my last memory of this place will be empty. A city that's already dead.
Stanley Chen was one of them. The Zenith. But he did so much for this place. He doesn't sound like the others.
Oh shit. Little beads of water on her face.
That did it! Okay. Now I can deal with that machine guarding the door on the other end of the dome. And once I get past it, I can get to what's waiting on the other side of the door. Poseidon.
You know, if only we had a channel point reward for Poseidon. We could do that during this part. Wink, wink.
The purge didn't get rid of all of the water.
Damn, 277 meters. Holy crap.
I'll shake it out as I go.
You get that one? Nope. Montgolfier flight? Text data point. Side quests? This isn't a side quest. You'll see a recreation of the Montgolfier. I assume that's how you pronounce that. Or Montgolfier, sorry. Brothers' hot air balloon. This is the second model of the balloon to grace the Las Vegas Strip after the first one was sold to a casino in Shanghai in 2031. The original, see, they even misspelled it in here. Inconsistent. The Montgolfier's balloon took flight in Paris, France in 1783 and was the first free flight by humans But the two brave men who jumped aboard weren't the first beings to take to the air. King Louis the 16th, had insisted on a test flight that sent a sheep, a duck, and a rooster into the skies 3 months earlier than their human counterparts. Another one. Las Vegas timeline. 15,000 BC. Wow, that's a timeline. Mammoths, woolly elephants, come to Nevada before it's called Nevada to eat. 8,000 BC, Native Americans come and drop pteroglyphs, which are different from pterodactyls. Wow. Okay. It's 1829. Some people from a place called Spain in Europe call Las Vegas, Las Vegas, which means the meadows. I did not know that part. 1905, the city is made a city and the railroad comes so people can rest and get water. 1931, a big dam called the Hoover Dam is made near Las Vegas. 1946, Benjamin Bugsy Seagull opens a hotel. 1951, big bombs are blown up in the desert. People come to watch the mushroom clouds, and our city is called Atomic City. Lots of hotels are builded. 1956, Elvis Parsley performs in Las Vegas. 2007, a big hotel called the Stardust is exploded. 2030, it gets very hot and the animals die and the people say it's too hot and go away. 2035, Stanley Chen is very lucky and wins $3.2 million on a roulette wheel by guessing the numbers. 2037, people from Nevada and Arizona and California fight against robots when the government tries to make them leave because it's so hot. Almost nobody comes to Las Vegas anymore. 2040, Stanley Chen has used the lucky money and made more from making water than you can drink without getting diseases, notice the spelling, that make you sick. He pays his money for a big bubble over our city and a hotel called The Fountain. I know, diseases. 2047, my school, Stanley Chen Elementary, is open for children. Thank you, Mr. Chen, for everything that you have paid for our city where we live and for stopping it from turning into a dessert. That's great. Taste of the high life. Okay, I understand you want me to come back, and I'm missing Jesse too, but this takes the personal touch. Our competitors can shift 100,000 units of VAT grown in one call. You know, the only way we're going to take some of that business is by getting relationships. I've got 3 more appointments tomorrow and a good feeling about the first 2. If I land just one of them, it'll be enough to keep the farm going for a few more years. This one chef, he likes to talk about the way you can taste the difference with real meat. He says it's like homeopathy. The texture and composition might be the same, but you can taste the imprint of life, quote unquote. Whatever he's talking about, it seems to sell. And there's a lot of hollow stars at his restaurants. So, just a few more days, okay? They say if you want to take a gamble, you come to Vegas. Maybe tomorrow our number comes up. That concealing
Take cover in its spore.
omen. Mature fungus. Okay, that obscures detection. Okay, I doubt I'll be able to go up to the top here, but we'll find out. Oh, mudslides. All right, so where's Junior?
Shot could do a lot of damage.
Part of me
There's
wants...
these machines behind. I could sneak by them. Deal with the big one first.
I somehow doubt that we'll be able to finish this mission without having to fight that thing. So I'm wondering if we just do it now or wait. Well, you know, with as many spin-offs as those shows have had, that would get that down to almost zero, Eldon, right? I mean, we've got like NCIS and CSI, and that shit's all over the place now. All right, so yeah, he's... Voice to text transcript. I have been to Boston, yes. It was about, maybe 7 years ago, something like that. Just the one time I was there for 4 days vacation. P. Collins, this is the land of the free. How can we be free if we can't even drive our own cars? Smith Richardson Ogler 7 says, as your lawyer, I must remind you that removing the car's self-drive automation can lead to... P. Collins says, the whole point of this case is to return my fine vintage automobile to its original condition, and that means no robots. Yes, and in our papers, Collins says again, this is a piece of history, American history, from when we made things. Do they want all our history to vanish? Smith says, I'm not sure that the court... Collins says, oh, I know what the court will say. It's just a car. Safety must come first, blah, blah, blah. Smith says, yes, it is likely that. Collins says, but that's not what this is about. It's about returning this car to its original unchained, unbridled American... blah, blah. Like I said, I went up there for a very specific reason. I don't have any relatives up there. I did not know Trombones at the time or any of the folks that are up there. So there were, you know, I couldn't have met them because I didn't know them then. But I went up there to go to Fenway. Went up there to go to Fenway and do some of the historical stuff up there. I did some of the tours, and I went to the Bull and Finch. For those of you that don't know what the Bull and Finch, that is actually the bar that Cheers was based off of, and it is nowhere near the same on the inside. Nowhere near the same. It is significantly smaller than it is on the show. But I loved it. I thought it was great. I don't know that I would want to live there because I'm sure it's like very expensive and stuff.
What cauldron did you come from?
Uh-oh. Here's our fight.
Poseidon is through there. But where did that machine go?
It's behind you.
Aloy! It's a miracle!
Moreland!
Oh, oh.
Come on. Hey, was this you? Did you lower the waters?
Yeah, but there's a new problem. That thing's in our way.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to get the embers with that around.
As the scrappy band of adventurers beheld the beast, they knew what they had to do.
What? Are you crazy? Hush now. She saved our Delph.
Okay then. Stay up here and start firing when I engage.
Get your ass back here.
Places, fellas.
Just to double check. Frost and shock. Kicked yo ass!
You did it!
Yes, I am. Yes, I did. With shock, because it was weak to shock. I keep forgetting what the damn name of the bolt blaster. Oh, and I got a new one actually. I'd been using this one. For those of you that were not here earlier, I'd mentioned I had been farting around earlier this morning looking for pouch upgrades and stuff, and I came across a vendor that had this one. This one's nice because it has 3 different elemental effects you can do. The old one did yeah, the shock plus regular impact damage, but this one also does frost and plasma damage too. So, and this only has 1 level of upgrade on it too, and the other one had 2, and plus it's blue. I love this thing. It is awesome. All right, just go back to the standard hunter bow. Yeah, let's talk to them first. Oh, well, we got to do this. I mean, geez. Well, I'm trying to talk to him.
Come on, gentlemen, get a move on.
Where the hell are you going? I don't want to talk to you, pal. You're not wrong, Eldon. You're not wrong. It just sounds like a
You guys all right?
minigun.
More than all right. We did it! All the embers we could ever want, and it's all thanks to you.
Very, heartwarming. But maybe we can just, grab what we came here for and get out before any more of those things decide to show up.
Now, shard counter. Nothing wrong with a little reveling. Though we should probably let our flame-haired friend get going. I believe she has business down here, does she not?
She does.
Right. Of course. You need any help?
I can handle it from here.
Very well. We'll start taking some of the embers upstairs. Holler if you need us.
Thanks.
I want to see what this light show thing is that they were talking about. That's what they want the embers for. What their grandfather did. Or Moreland's grandfather. I don't know what the relationship of the other two is. The younger guy looks almost like he could be his brother.
Poseidon should be somewhere beyond this door. Time to bring it home.
The older guy is like the storyteller of their entertainment group. And you kind of saw that, right? Because he was narrating some parts of the mission as we were doing them. Those of you that saw the Cloudpunk playthrough, there was a character called Huxley, who was a private detective who was awesome. Yeah, like a DM.
Okay. Poseidon.
Crap. Whoops. This is the one thing that I do not like about the PlayStation controllers is they do not have, and this is personal preference, people complain about Xbox for the opposite reason. PlayStation controllers do not have replaceable batteries. So in a situation like this, you got to have something to plug it into. I don't have a USB-C cord long enough to do it with the thing that's plugged into the wall. So what I do is I keep this is essentially a battery pack that I typically use for my phone in an emergency. So I just plug the controller into that. So it can charge while I continue to play. It should let me do that. There we go.
It should be hiding in some kind of processor. I need to find a console to gain access to it. There. I should be able to use that console.
Another audio.
I can't do it. I can't give up on this place. I'm leaving everything on standby. The system's equipped for runs for decades, if not hundreds of years. It's a long shot. But maybe someday, against all odds, someone will find this place again. Marvel at its lights and wonders.
The guys upstairs found it.
Discover a fortune and boundless opportunity. Make it their own dream. After all, if the city can give me a second chance, if water can flow in a wasteland, Anything's possible.
He was right.
Hacked again. Hidden in the AC code. Someone must have inserted it via a thermostat interface. Air conditioner. Pretty funny, actually. You know that hollow ad for the Crave Men review over at the vodka? Well, their loincloths disappeared. Went on for almost an hour before we shut it down. Chuckles aside, we can't let it happen again. I've been over the environmental and hollow systems and they look okay. On your shift, have a look at the water and filtration code. Hate to think what might happen if those systems were compromised. Would be a lot worse than a few naked Neanderthals on the strip. That's an interesting one to put here right beside Poseidon.
I'm here to bring you home, Poseidon. To Gaia.
Yes, Mother. All waters lead back to her.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master up.
Should have got it earlier when it was a little more pronounced.
Override activated. Restoring Poseidon's subordinate function to original code.
Okay. Gotta bring this back to Gaia.
Greater importance? You mean as far as order goes, which order you do them in? I have always done pharaohs first.
System reboot initiated.
Looks like taking Poseidon triggered a restart of the city's power system. Moreland and crew must have headed back up top. With all the embers they could carry, I bet.
Wow.
Yeah, better shake off this wet.
Look at all that. I mean, some of it's obviously destroyed, but oh, you could always do the, you know, the whole for science thing and
I'll find this in my stash later.
yeah, speaking of Mass Effect, we are going to do probably sometime this summer. Heck, we might even do it after even do it after this game. We are doing another Andromeda playthrough. I guess I got to go over here. So yeah, we'll do that. Sometime during the summer. You talking about like Aquaman or something? Is that movie any good? I mean, I know a lot of people fawn over Jason Momoa and all that, but is the movie actually any good? Better in Justice League.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Well, we may not be going for much longer, Miss B. I mean, obviously we still have to gotta take Poseidon back to Guy, and I'm sure there'll be some conversations there. Plus, I'm sure we may have some more conversations with our crew. So we'll see. Yeah, I know you've got to get ready for your stream too. You're doing more DAO today, right? Oh, I meant to ask last night. What were the glitches that you had yesterday? See, I already got that one. Otherwise, we'd have the indicator over it.
An elevator. Moreland must have built this before the place flooded. Might still work. Be nice not to have to climb back up.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Whatever she did, it must have powered up the whole city.
Is that legal? How much did all this cost?
Okay, so they must be outside now.
What's going on out there?
All right, let's restock and all that.
Oh, the show my old Gramps always wanted.
There's another.
His dream realized, his old Gramps' legacy ensured. Our hero beheld the sea of desert lights and wept at his good fortune.
When I saw the embers as a child, I never dreamed they could be like this. Thank you, Aloy. Did you find what you were looking for?
I did. And now I have to move on.
Oh. Come back when you can. I got big plans for this place.
I thought you wanted to put on shows with the Embers back in the claim.
Oh, no. This is the show. Oh, can you imagine? Folks from all over the land coming to take it all in. Plus some food and a nice place to stay.
Not to mention a variety of entertainment venues.
Don't forget, games of chance. Plenty of
Jack
shots to be had
Potts.
there for certain.
A new dream, huh? I hope you make it happen. Goodbye, gentlemen.
This delve was a story for the ages. All thanks to you.
If Moreland and crew's gonna stay, maybe I should come back and check on them later.
Okay.
For now, I need to get Poseidon back to Gaia.
So
But
far.
I might want to pay a visit to that other Ostrom camp I found first. And with my new diving mask, I can swim as deep as I need to.
So far.
Like at those deep water
That
sites
was
I
the
found
best
earlier.
mission in the game. So far. I love that one. That was great. Yeah, and you can see I've been I've been gallivanting around over in this area over here too. I've been everywhere, man. All right, back to base. Get our conversations taken care of. Talk to Gaia. Upload Poseidon. Then we're going to call it a day. How long have we been going? 2 hours. Wow. Okay. No new okay, if you were here last night, you should have seen Aaron listening to some of the music. It was hilarious. He was doing all of this stuff and he's rocking out. It was awesome. He's not doing that right now. All right, no conversations with them yet. Maybe we'll get some of that after we do this part up here. We've got some more drone things to do, so I think. Let me turn those in first. There's not going to be that many, maybe one or two.
Welcome back, Aloy. I see you have recovered Poseidon.
Not yet. Let's do this first. The only thing I don't like about this is it doesn't... You don't know which ones you just got. You just have to remember. See here. There was another one that I tried to get this morning, but oh my god, it was such a pain in the ass. I gave up.
An excellent choice.
No, we did that one already. Now we'll leave it. This is more important anyway. All right, so she has other comments other than the upload. It's like
Aloy, can you come downstairs?
It's like
something you need to hear.
A bank tube canister.
I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it. Hey, Gaia. It's me.
Hello, Aloy. Did you wish to continue our discussion?
Okay, what do we got new here? Progress.
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's... not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And less pessimistic.
It is true she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
How's Catalo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. In an effort to remedy this, I have discussed a potential solution with him. I believe he will want to fill you in.
You've got an artificial arm?
A solution? I'll check in with him when I can, then. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as...
That's essentially what the Utaru are, vegetarians.
She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus.
Uh-oh. Incident?
After an initial incident.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to place it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess. So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered.
The Zeniths still have it.
Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
Were you able to make use of Poseidon?
Yes. Many rivers, streams, and lakes associated with the regional watershed have been detoxified. As a result, red algae growth levels have seen a marked decline.
The blight has been reduced.
According to my data, however, it appears a localized occurrence of red algae continues to persist near the coast.
Maybe I'll look into it when I can.
They could do a little bit better job of highlighting and stuff which ones have you've already read.
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Self-defense.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up. You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
That was last night.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
So, once Hephaestus has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes, and to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So you could build an army of machines.
Yeah, I already had that conversation.
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered with the capacities of Hephaestus, I could design, build, and command such an army. Given the nature of the far zenith threat, doing so may be our only option. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about using such technology to kill, no matter how aggressive the enemy.
That's good. It means you have a conscience. As Elizabeth intended.
Indeed.
Yeah, alright, so we've already had all of those conversations.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there. So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel, it used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with, too. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact.
Oh, they were supposed to be isolated. How could she?
Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum, a memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database.
Ted.
However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures returned to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh plague, the U.S. military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. Turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths, at their core, have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up. When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology.
It was supposed to be that
As
originally.
their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising.
Whew, wow, I was beginning to wonder if that section was gonna end. Good
So
stuff,
this
though.
facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout.
Oh, there's more.
So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend?
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia.
Okay, I guess that's it.
I guess I should get going.
As you say, be well, Aloy.
Oh my god, they're throwing skill points at me again, left and right. Seeds of the past. So we won't talk to them. You don't want to, now that we got forced into doing that one last night. Oh, hey, a machine strike board. Interesting.
Welcome back.
No.
I should go.
I've only done
Back
the
to
intro to
studying it
Machine
is.
Strike. I'm not ready to play anymore at this. Oh, okay. So we need to talk to Katalo, right? Because she said something about his arm.
You've returned.
Anything else you've been looking at with that focus?
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
What is it?
The Old Ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you. They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross.
Nice.
I have to get going.
Carry on.
All right. So the arm thing must be. She did say that there are additional rooms opened up too.
Oh, looks like I can open that door now. There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, control center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
I see.
So we've seen the metal flowers. There's something going on with the metal flowers in this game. It's almost like they've lost their power or something. There's got to be something going on with those related to the story somehow. Caterpillars and chrysalises, whatever it is.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with. My favorite? Sample 626. Calotropis gigantea. The crown flower. We used to have one in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there to check under the leaves. See if any caterpillars turned into chrysalises. Now, I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
All right, let's see what this is.
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Okay. This is her room. Got a new update on the globe. I guess this is where she'll talk to Elizabeth.
It was pretty weird talking to Beta, seeing someone who looks like me. Even though it seems like she doesn't act anything like me. Or Elizabeth, for that matter.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Been in there. Fabrication room now has a workbench, as you saw. That was not there before. This is Varl and Zoe's room, I believe. Yeah. Okay, the hollow room here. We haven't had a chance to do anything with it yet. This is Katalo's and Aaron's room. This is the game room. This is where he was. We found some.
The weapons of the Old Ones were powerful indeed. But much about war remains the same.
Because war never changes. Yeah, all right, so we've already grabbed, there's a couple of things back here, including that data point right there. The only bad thing about this place, and it's not a big deal, is there's nowhere you can grab a save. You have to go outside to the one of the campfires to do that. So you can go out. Let's see. Trying to remember which one.
What Beta and Varl are up to first. It sounded important.
Oh God, they're gonna do this to me again. I don't like this. Don't force me. Alright, fine. Well, I can't get a save until I do this, so I'm not a fan of this. Maybe this is the metal flower.
Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus.
That was the first thing that she
She's been
saw,
watching
right?
it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades.
And Carrie Ann Moss is the voice actor for Tilda.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough. And then, one day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. They didn't interest you? I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis. Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use? No. Any information about them was redacted. So this
Who turned out the lights?
virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view? I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher, instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training, toiling away, alone. What else can you tell us about Tilda? She liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
Oh my goodness! Incoming! Thank you for the raid, my friend. How are you? Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome. Oh my goodness. Lots of lore here. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. My name is the Iceman Cometh. I only have the 360 because the Iceman Cometh has already been taken, and they won't let it be released so that I can take it. It's not being used by anybody, but they won't release it so I can take it. I don't know why, but anyway, welcome to my little corner of Twitch. We're gonna be done here shortly, unfortunately. We only signed on today to do a mission that I had planned to do last night, but I was having some stomach cramps and stuff last night, so I had to shut the stream down early, so we decided to hop on today. Those hussies! Cornets, hello! But yeah, I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. We typically play games for the story. We don't do any multiplayer. We don't do any Battle Royale, even though I have a channel points reward for Battle Royale. We play them from start to finish. We're doing with Horizon Forbidden West right now. I have no idea how far along we are in the story, but we are enjoying, or at least I am enjoying it quite a bit. It is very much on par with Zero Dawn, and Zero Dawn is in my top 10 favorite games ever. As I said, we play games from start to finish, then we move on to the next one. The only exception to that is our Monday streams, which we call Mix It Up Monday. That's just where we play something different for the night, just to take a break, because some of these games like this one and anything open world will take quite a bit of time to get through. So don't know what it's going to be tomorrow yet. You'll have to be in my Discord or follow me on Twitter to find out what that is, or you can just show up. All my streams start at 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Monday and Tuesday are 3 hours. Friday and Saturday are 4 hours. So how was the stream? How was Days Gone? You got to be getting close to the end, right? I saw 21 streams so far.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff.
Oh, your first, wow, your first one.
But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't!
Oh,
okay?
They forced you to.
I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is. When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
That was the one. That's the one. Was it a junkyard or something? And you've got you had to go. It's got some trenches in it. Is that the one that they forced you to do?
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there.
Oh, the
wilds,
napalm. That's right. Okay,
risking my
gotcha.
life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us
With
how
the growlers?
hopeless it all is. I'm sorry. She's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
Yeah, I'm supposed to. My ads are supposed to be off for subs. Well, your gift sub may have expired. I think you had a gift sub at one point. But I mean, their ad system doesn't know when you're in a good spot to have one or not, right? Yeah, before I forget, Miss B's probably starting her stream right about now. For those of you guys that don't know 76 Trombones, make sure you give them a check them out, and if you like what you see, give them a follow. We've been playing a lot of Days Gone recently. You did something the other day that was not that, right? Was it it was one of the Warhammer games, right? Was that the one that just came out recently, I think? But yeah, speaking of the outfits, Cornets, you've really got more choices in this game. Yeah, Warhammer last week. Because you've got 3 new tribes in this game. You can have outfits. You can have outfits from... You get them as rewards for quests. You can also purchase them. So, you know, we've got... This is the one she's wearing now. This is the Utaru. Those are essentially... I don't know if this is a derogatory term anymore or not, but, you know, they're the tree hugger types. They're at one with the earth. They're vegetarians, you know, that kind of thing. So that's what they are. Tanakh, those are very aggressive people. Klingons, they love to fight. Karja, those were in Zero Dawn. Nora, obviously that's what she is. Those are the only ones we have. But one of the nice things about this game that you did not have the capability to do in Zero Dawn was you can find... Oh, there's Aaron rocking out again. He's listening to music. Oh my god, that's awesome. But anyway, you can find plants out in the world that you can take to a dyer in certain settlements, and you can dye your outfits different colors. It's not unlimited. Each outfit has only a few color sets that you can color them, like maybe 3 or 4 each. So the Utaru stuff is normally like green and brown, as you might expect based on, you know, what type of people they are, but you can get other colors as well. So there's, I don't remember if this is Eventide is
sneakers that weren't used for sneaking. Got it.
So yeah, you can buy those, get them as rewards, and they just like anything else, right? They each have their own buff and resistances and things like that. So All right, so we need to get a save here because we need to shut down because as I mentioned earlier, I was having some stomach cramps and issues with that stuff last night. So we had to end the stream early. I had planned to do the mission that we had just done last night, but we couldn't because of that. So I decided to jump on today and do that. Oh, another thing that's new here is you got some people
I see
that
you, champion. Sit, please.
kind of a rumor. They'll mark things on the map for you, activities.
A few days ago, I came across a massive bloom of flowers east of the grove. Old Dorica was out there, too. I offered to escort her back to Scalding's Spear, but she refused. She's an accomplished soldier, to be sure. But her spear isn't as sharp as it used to be, if you get my meaning.
If I'm out there, I'll keep an eye out for her.
New errand in bloom. All right. Let's grab our save. But yeah, speaking of tomorrow night and our Mix It Up Monday, I'm thinking I forget the name of it. It was something that Purple Bacon suggested to me. It's those of you that are, I don't know if these are even around anymore, but those flip books, if you will, the choose your own adventure, you know, you get to a point in the story where it branches and it says, if you pick this choice, go to page whatever, or if you pick the other choice, go to this other page. So this is supposed to be like that. So we may give that a try tomorrow night. All right, so let me do a couple things here. I know Miss B's gone, so I'll have to do it myself. Okay, let's switch. There we go. All right, again, thank you guys very, very much for coming out on this kind of impromptu stream. I really appreciate it. And as I mentioned at the time that we finished it, this is probably my favorite mission of the game so far, the one that we just did. It takes place in Las Vegas, of all places, and it was very cool. So let's see. Let's do the normal stuff. We'll do streamerlinks.com. That is where you can find all my gaming and social media stuff. There you go. We've got Twitter, YouTube, Discord. We've got a website, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam. All that account information is there as well. You're welcome to any and all of those things. Send me a friend request. That would be awesome. Let's see who we have on today. We don't get a chance to raid Misbehave. Normally, one of the I've switched over to a new bot, and one of the things that it gives you a lot more freedom in what you can do with it. And one of the things that I now started doing with it is my randoms are completely rated. Yeah, my raids are completely random. I have a file that I have a list of like 25 streamers in that it will scan through all of them, see who's online, and put those into a second list and pick a random name from that list, and that's who we raid. And I don't know who we're going to raid until it picks it. So that's normally what I do. But because we don't get the chance to raid Misbehave, we're going to raid her today. So let me get that started. Oops. Misbehave 8. There we go. All right, let me get the raid command in there. If you want to join us in a raid, come over and say hi to her. She's playing Dragon Age Origins again today. I heard that she had some technical issues last night, which should surprise nobody. She is the glitch queen after all. Yeah, come over and say hi with us if you can. If you got to go, that's completely fine. I understand. All right. Yep. All right. Looks like it's ready. Let's get out of here. Let's go say hi to Miss B. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. for Mix It Up Monday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and all of your Monday, and I will see you then. Here is Misbehave. Have a good one.